Hey everybody, I'm Professor Fairweather. I'll be your instructor for Philosophy 1. And I just wanted to say hello, introduce myself here, and let you know the first things to think about, get started on, and we'll go from there. So first I'll show you the books. One book that we'll be using right off the bat is Robert Nozick's book, The Examined Life. This is a very interesting book. This is actually a very unusual book. This is in large part, a synthesis and a kind of personal, reflective way of presenting many of the formal results and arguments that he made in this very famous book here. Is that right? Philosophical Explanations, which is a much more technical, bigger work of philosophy, but that's not required for our class. The very interesting book that we do have, The Examined Life, is partly taken from that. Lots of interesting arguments, thought experiments, just provocative frameworks that Nozick here develops on lots of the big, interesting questions about life. We're going to be looking at death, love, emotions, happiness, value, meaning, being more real, probably enlightenment and wisdom. And Nozick does a really nice job of both presenting some kind of argument, but also making a framework for you to really develop your own argument and your own points of view by interacting with his. It's pretty nice. Good job. Okay, so we also have Plato's 5 Dialogues. Yours may not look blue. It might look, well, not like that. Mine's got the cover taken off, but the brown one. It's not really so important which printing you've got. So these are classic and influential early dialogues of Plato's. We're going to be looking at the Euthyphro, the Apology, and the Phaedo, and taking a look at Socrates' arguments and encounters with others. We also have a little book here, René Descartes' Meditations on First Philosophy. That really ushers in the modern era in philosophy. Though the book is quite small, you'll see it's rather dense. In some places it can be very hard to follow, but nothing really could be more influential in the history of philosophy than this tiny little book. It's actually quite impressive how much such a small book has done. There's another book from Nigel Warburton that I actually just don't have handy on me. I had left it on reserve for a summer school class, and I actually have to go get it back from the library. But that's a kind of a little-ish book. Very helpful. He's got, brief, succinct, kind of dense summaries of the main theories of many, maybe most, of the important figures in the history of philosophy, some of which we'll be looking at. But those are our books. So as far as assignments goes, take a look at the syllabus. We're going to have these kinds of assignments. We're going to have quizzes, and we're going to have like objective exams that are either multiple choice, true, false, maybe some short answer. It's 2. Both quizzes and exams are based entirely on the study guide. You'll see there's a link to the study guide. That's a big resource. You want to use the study guide, you want to answer the questions on the study guide, and use the resources that I've made available there that help you answer the study guide. That will do you for quizzes and exams. The other things that we're going to do are going to be essays, that's 3, and discussion board. I'll say a little something about those. Essays will actually address much of the same content as the quizzes and exams do, but they cover them in a different way. Of course, you're going to have to be writing an essay about these things. And they will ask you to analyze the material, consider objections, and develop some kind of thesis in the process. I'll give you specific directions for those quite soon, actually. But those are going to involve a lot of debate, argument, counter-argument, weighing the strength of the arguments and the counter-arguments, opposing positions, stuff like that. Okay. Also, we have discussion board assignments. Those are going to take place probably entirely on our course wiki. I've been using and populating a wiki for a number of years now. Well, maybe 3, something like that, maybe a little more. And your first order of business is to sign up for that thing. Just go there and you'll see on the top right-hand corner, it says sign up, maybe it says register, something like that. Very straightforward. You don't have to leave all of your information that it asks for. Just make sure you sign up. And on the discussion board on Blackboard, there's directions for what to do on the wiki. So you're going to have to kind of get that connection that our discussion board on Blackboard, those assignments are done on the wiki. As you'll see in those directions, you need to leave me a link to what you've done there, or really better yet, just kind of copy and paste your profile and paste it in the discussion board. You'll see that I've left you an example. It actually looks very nice. If you know how to copy and paste a screen on the internet, which most of us I think know how to do by now, copy it, go to where you're going to paste it, i.e. our discussion board, and just paste it right in there. The whole thing carries over, or it's presented, and you'll see in the example that I've gotten. So you're going to go and play around on the wiki. You're going to do 3, 4, 5 things. By the end of the semester, 10, 11, 12 different postings or activities, whatever. And if you copy and paste your profile, it will show all of your activity. So I can actually just see it right there. So I'll give you some more specific directions when you look into the discussion board. But those are our 3 kinds of assignments. What else? Philosophy, let me say in general, is complicated. It's supposed to be complicated. It's not supposed to be the kind of thing that you read through once and get. There's a saying that goes, philosophy is not read, it's reread, and reread, and so on. So don't expect to read something once and get it all. It's not intended to be like that. It takes, extended brooding, thorough analysis, rethinking through, thinking from different points of view, and really that's the main thing that you want to be doing, more so than getting some, obviously correct answer to philosophical questions, is largely the activity of philosophizing itself. And you end up with a perspective, a point of view, more so than a list of answers that are like data that you can memorize or recite. I am asking you questions about what Plato thought, what Descartes thought, and stuff like that, but the value of it is largely thought to be in the analytical process itself, but also in the kind of perspective that you get in time. After doing this for a while, you'll see you get a kind of a philosophical perspective on your life, and that has been thought to be fairly valuable. Some of our first readings from Socrates and Nozick will speak to the value of just that. Okay, so I believe I will be leaving many more videos, audios, and so on and so forth in the class. You'll see and hear a good amount from me. There's a decent amount of work. I think it's certainly doable, but jump right in there. Don't be shy. Get started early rather than late so you can kind of pace it out. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I will be talking to you soon.